Hello everyone, welcome to Informatica technical support videos. I am Avijit Gupta and I am the part of Informatica GCS team. Today we will explore how to collect ODBC traces for native SQL Server and Oracle connectors to effectively debug runtime issues in IDMC. Here is the agenda for today's presentation. First, we will start with what ODBC tracing is and its core purpose. Then we will discuss why ODBC tracing is important and when it is needed. Next, we will look why implementing ODBC tracing at mapping task is beneficial. Finally, we will dive into a hands-on demo showing how to collect ODBC traces on native SQL Server and Oracle connectors, specifically through mapping task. First, we will see what is ODBC tracing. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. IDMC leverages ODBC drivers within the secure agent to establish seamless and secure connections between the secure agent and SQL Server or Oracle databases. ODBC tracing records driver-level API calls between the secure agent and the database. It provides visibility into low-level interactions and operations during job execution. It also helps identifying query errors at a granular level. Why ODBC tracing is crucial? ODBC tracing reveals the underlying cause of runtime failure. It is essential for deep dive troubleshooting of unexpected SQL error. It helps in diagnosing performance bottleneck and connectivity problems. Why implementing ODBC tracing at mapping task level is important. Implementing ODBC tracing at mapping task reduces scope to only impacted job, avoiding system-wide traces. It facilitates precise debugging and faster issue resolution. It is recommended for isolating root cause efficiently. Now we will see a demonstration on how to collect ODBC traces. In step 1, we configure the agent by enabling a custom property. Specifically, we set the service to Data Integration Server, the type to DTM, and the property name to use custom session config with the value set to yes. This allows mapping tasks to use any custom property defined within them. Now I will demonstrate how we can set the custom property at secure agent level. Here is my secure agent. For enabling the property, we will go to the edit mode. Under custom configuration details, we will add a custom property. In service dropdown, we will select Data Integration Server. In type, we will select DTM. In property name, we will select the property as use custom session config and the value should be selected as yes. After configuring this property, we will save the changes. After saving the changes, we will wait for new version of DIS to spin up. Now we can see the new version of Data Integration Server is up and running, and the old version of Data Integration Server is going in shutting down state. After enabling the use custom session config property at secure agent, we configure the mapping task by setting a session property called custom properties. We enable ODBC tracing by assigning the value ODBC trace is equal to 1 and specify the trace file location and the file name on agent machine. I will demonstrate how we will set the ODBC tracing property at the mapping task. Here is my mapping task. Inside this mapping task, I am using a mapping where the source is selected as Oracle native connection and the target is selected as flat file connection. For enabling the property at mapping task, we will go in the edit mode. Under runtime options, we will go in advanced session properties. In session property name, we will select custom properties, and under session property values, we will define the values as given in the previous slide. We will save these changes. After saving the changes, we will run the mapping task. Once the mapping task completes successfully, we will check the folder defined in the ODBC tracing properties. The ODBC trace file gets generated under the folder defined in mapping task. In the same way, we can define ODBC tracing properties in a mapping task using a Linux runtime environment. We can see the mapping is using source as SQL Server native connector and the target as flat file connection. We will go to the mapping task and will edit the mapping task. Under runtime options, we will select the advanced session properties. Under session property name, we will select custom properties and session property value as defined in the previous slide. After defining these properties at mapping task level, we will save the changes. After saving the changes at mapping task, we will run the mapping task. Once the mapping task completes successfully, we will go to the Linux machine and will go inside the folder defined under session property values. We can see the ODBC trace file got generated. Once the ODBC trace file got generated, please share us the ODBC trace file along with the session log for further troubleshooting. We value your feedback. We would love to hear from you. Please feel free to reach out to us at supportvideos@informatica.com. Stay connected and follow us for the latest updates at twitter.com/infasupport. Thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate your support and look forward to collaborating with you.